Morning.
Morning. All right?
Yes.
Good. Hi. Good girl. Okay. So this is another new student today I've got. This is Tilly. So Tilly is one of the three that I've currently started working with. So Bambi, who I first had last week, and Rosie, a beautiful red Rosie, and they're the ones that she lives with. So the three of them together, they've all got a fair bit of energy between them. So once one kicks off, it sets the other two off. And this is where it's sort of been a little bit of a nightmare for the owners as well. So they're putting all the boundaries into place at home, and that's all working really, really well. So Tilly, out of the three of them, beautiful Tilly, she's 8 months old, so she's the pup. And on a walk, on a lead walk, dogs can behave very differently on a lead to when they're off lead. So the only thing really with Tilly at the moment is when she does see other dogs, she's a little bit over the top. So she's not necessarily listening to their body language or reading their body language. She's just doing that excited puppy play behaviour. So today, later on, she's going to meet with my boys and she's going to learn a little bit more about the body language of other dogs and how to be a little bit more respectful with the play. Just basically get used to being with other dogs. Not just the ones that she lives with, because that doesn't mean a dog is sociable because it lives with another dog. It's what they do outside with dogs that they don't know. It's how they read the other dog's body language and how they interact. So I've got a lady here with a couple of dogs. So we'll just watch what Tilly does here. Morning. We're having a little bathe, cooling down. Good. Good girl. You see how she keeps looking up at me? That's exactly what I want. She's looking at me to see, how do we react? Do we do anything? What's happening here? And the fact that I continue exactly the same lets her know nothing to do, nothing to react to. The fact she's looking at me to decide what's going to happen, that's what we need. So that's what this pack walk is all about. And this is what I do with all the new ones. Put them on the lead, walk with them, see what their behaviour is with what they meet on a lead, and see, you know, that I can get them listening to me rather than making their own decisions. She's actually brilliant on this lead. I mean, it's totally relaxed and she's just trotting along at the side of me. And her owner says that she's brilliant off lead, whereas Bambi, the other one, she was the one that basically went off lead and just went off in her own little world. She was gone. But Tilly, she's the one that just trots along at the side of you off lead. It's just when she sees other dogs, she wants to go to them, which is typical puppy, and she does go a little bit over the top. Again, it's kind of typical puppy, but we need to teach her what she can and can't do. She's got to learn respect when she meets other dogs. So this initial lead walk is just getting her tuned into me. Basically, I'm mimicking the pack walk. This is how they would walk with the alpha. They would be going at the alpha's pace. They would stop when the alpha stopped. Oh, bless her. And they would move forward when the alpha moved forward. So it's all about tuning in to how the alpha is leading this walk. And she's doing brilliantly with this. She's very respectful. I'm not having to hold her back at all. She's not trying to control anything on the walk. To begin with, she was very much looking around, very interested in what was happening. There was a couple of little spurts forward when something made her jump. So it's just getting her tuning into me so she gets less reactive, less on edge, just knows that I don't need to react to anything that's going on. Totally tuned into me. So this is going really well. I'll do a little bit of long line work with her just to do the whole this way thing. But she's going to be brilliant at that because I can see that already. So I won't need to spend too much time doing that. And oh, here we go. We've got another dog up ahead. So a little one. So that's good. So we'll just see how she reacts to this one. So morning. Oh, she's only a baby, so she gets very excited. Yep, very bouncy.
How old?
She's 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah. So.
I've got a 8 month old as well, but she's in season. So.
Ah, right. Yep, she's at home then.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Right,
Dexter.
we'll carry on.
Come on.
This
Dexter,
way.
Dexter.
This way. there's no problem her coming away from that dog. Having a little look back. If she was off lead at that point, she probably would run back to that dog, but then she would come back again to you. They generally do a bit of a to and fro thing. When they first meet another dog, they'll come away as you come away, then they'll run back to the dog, and then they'll run back to you. That's quite normal. So yeah, she's just very bouncy, just full of excitement, doesn't know what to do. She wasn't jumping on the back of that dog, she wasn't jumping on the dogs, just very bouncy, very excited. So it's just getting her used to meeting other dogs, being around other dogs, and then she'll get less and less excited because it won't be such a new experience. Obviously at the moment it's quite a new experience because of how the dogs have all been behaving. Their walks have been limited because, you know, it's been a case of how on earth do you control all of this. So this will all just get better and better. But that was quite nice. Normally on a lead I don't let dogs interact normally. I'm just going to stand here a second. I don't let dogs interact normally, but because that one was off lead and it was pretty calm, its body language was calm, he was fine with it, so there was no tension in the air. So I held her on the really loose lead, I let her do what she needed to do. I didn't pull her at any point while she was doing this interaction. The only time I used the lead is when we walked away. So essentially she was loose while she was greeting that dog. If I was holding the lead tight and tense while that meeting was going on, I would have interfered with the conversation, and that's when we make it worse. So as much as possible, even if it is a short lead, keep it as loose as possible to let the dog you know, interact and communicate as they need to without us interfering. So there we go. Right. There's some dogs up ahead, that's why I've just stopped here. So I'm going to stop filming now and do a purposeful walk past them, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay.